Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be diving into another topic that is nothing but for anyone working with the bash scripting. There is nothing but sourcing. So what is this sourcing? Let's try to understand about this sourcing. Have you ever wondered how to make your bash functions, variables and aliases available across all your shells? So you never do it, right? For example, let's say that whenever you are trying to do it across all your shells, whatever the code you are writing. So for example, let's say that this is the scripts.txt, right? So if you want to make this my function available in the shell scripting means how you can make it. So that is only through the sourcing. So let's try to see about what sourcing is, how it works and why it is so powerful. So before we jump into the sourcing, let's quickly recap what we have covered in our previous videos. So in bash, what we can do in here, I am telling when I am telling about the bash or something like that means think of it as a G shell also. It applies to the G shell also. So before we jump into so now in bash we can define functions to reusable code. So this is the functions. So we can define these functions for reusable code. For example, we might have a function called my function in a script file. So this is the thing, right? We can also define variables. For instance, we can write myvar is equal to 100 and we to create a variable, and also we can use it when we want to reference that variable later means we use a dollar sign like echo dollar of myvar. So like this also we can use it. So that is a different thing. So defining variables is straightforward, but referencing them requires the dollar symbol. So here let's say that when you're referencing myvar is equal to 100. So if you want to refer this variable means echo dollar, you need to use the dollar. So like this we need to use it. So fine. So what is the problem for this one? Here is the catch. When you define a function or a variable in script, it is only available in the script scope only. So for example, if you want to use it here, you can able to use it here. So whenever you want to run this one, so you will be able to run here. So now here, let's go to the cd code cd JS. I will try to tell you how we can use these all aliases and all those things. Will come in the next videos. So here, if you try to run it means bash dot slash script.sh file. So now we are able to see that 100 has been printed, 300 has been printed, and now it has printed the done. So now we have run this one. Okay. So now when I try to run my function in my terminal or another shell, I get a command, something like command not found. So if I try, so now we have run this one, right? So we know that my function is available. So if I try to click on this one, it is telling that command not found. So let's demonstrate this one. If I run back, so now we have seen this one all. So how do we make these functions, variables and aliases? So here these aliases, this variable, this function, how we can make it available in the current shell? The answer is sourcing. Sourcing is like including or importing code into other programming languages, like you are using require in the Node.js. We will be using the require in the Node.js, right? So the same process, sourcing also in the shell programming. In bash or G shell, we use the source command to execute a script and make its content, functions, variables and aliases available in the current shell. So let's see how it works. Suppose we are having the scripts.sh file, right? So to source it, I will be typing something like source scripts.sh file. So that's it. So now it will run it. Alternatively, so it will run this code. Alternatively, you can also use instead of source dot scripts.sh file. So you can also use like this. Okay, in the bash it will work, I think. So now let me clear it off. Here in this one, what I will be trying is source always dot scripts.sh file. So if I try to do it, so now here also it will work. Okay, so we'll do the same thing only. So when I run source dot, the script is executed and all its functions and variables are loaded in the current shell. So now I can type my function and it will work. So here if I try to do my function, now it will work without any problem. So previously it hasn't worked. And if I try to do the dollar echo dollar myvar, so here this also it will work. So what gets exported here? So when you source a script here, when you source a script, so we are trying to source this script, right? When you source a script, three things are made available in your current shell. One is the functions, all defined functions like myfunc and all those things, and also variables like myvar. These all things will be accessed, and aliases. If you define an alias or something like that, it will also available. So for example, let's say that here I will try to do alias run p is equal to, and I will do node playground.js file. So this is the source file. And if I try run p in my terminal, so let's try to source it again. So I will try to run the source it again. So if I try to run this run p, so you will be able to execute run p. So you will be able to execute the path and all those things we are able to see. The node.js file is getting executed. So this is the file, it is getting executed. So perfectly it is executing. So now we have seen this all the things, right? So why is sourcing useful? Sourcing is powerful because it lets you organize your bash scripts into multiple files. Instead of adding everything into one script or your shell configuration file, you can split functions, variables, and aliases into separate files and source them as needed. This makes your scripts modular and reusable across different shells or projects. So here, fun fact, the thing which you need to remember is, here the source is an built-in command, built-in function, built-in bash command, sorry. So you can check it by running the type. So you'll see whether it is a function. So it's a shell built-in, okay. So you will see a shell built-in. The dot operator is also, so let's see that type dot, it is also a built-in, okay. So when even the type command also, it's a built-in. So you will be able to see type, it is also a built-in. So one common mistake, if you reference a variable without doing anything with it, like just typing $myvar, bash might try to interpret as a command. So if I try to do echo $myvar, so it is printing. So if I try to do $myvar, it is saying command not found. So it is trying to think that it is a command. So instead of that one, we need to use the echo $my to perform some operation like math to avoid this. So now that you understood about the sourcing, now you are just one step closer to mastering the bash scripting. In the next video, we will tackle how certain commands or scripts might still not work even after the sourcing also. How to fix these issues and all those things we'll try to see. That's it for today's guys video about the sourcing thing. So hope you understood about this concept. So to recap this one, sourcing with source or dot lets you import the functions, variables, and aliases into your current shell. So which I have shown you in our scripts.sh file. We are having a function, we are having an alias, and also we are having a variable, and these all the three things in our bash script. So in the G shell means we need to use only the source. In the bash script we can use the source command, or otherwise we can also use the dot, and it will import all the functions, variables, and aliases into your current shell. So that is all about the sourcing thing. So hope you understood about this concept. So so whenever you are writing the functions or anything in your file or something like that, and if you want to make it available in your current shell, now if you try to see here, if I try to press Ctrl T, and here if I do echo $myvar, now this one will not, now this one will not work. If I try to do myfunc, it will a command not found. So these all the things are different. So we'll try to see about this one all. So in the next video we'll try to do it. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more bash scripting tutorials. So that's it guys about this one. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you.